I got this tandem bike out of the garbage. It's a Northwoods Safari, and this is a really cool bike. It's all black, it's made out of steel. It's got a lot of different tubes in the frame. It's got 26-inch wheels. Basically, it's a tandem mountain bike, I guess. It only has one seat on it, that's how I found it. But that's okay, because I don't really have any friends. So we can just leave that one empty. It didn't have any wheels on it when I found it, but then a couple weeks later, also in the trash, I found these Schwinn wheels attached to a really beat up Schwinn mountain bike. These are 7-speed wheels, and the bike came with a 6-speed, but that doesn't matter. It's got kind of cheap brakes on it. It looks like a pretty cheap bike, but it looks like a bike where you could have a lot of fun. Somebody put this thing on, probably for their kid. Hope the kid's okay. So you got like a chain and sprockets on the left side, and then more on the right side. And that's how a tandem bike works. Now, this one has no adjustability, like the position of the seat and the handlebars cannot be changed relative to each other, although this seat post can come up. SIS shifters, these are just thumb shifters, they work really, really well. They never gum up. Same over here. Basic quill stem, really, really subtle graphics. This bike was made in Indonesia. Let's see if I can focus on that a little better. I don't think I've ever seen a bike made in Indonesia before. I've seen China, USA, Taiwan. Brakes in the front. Now I was hoping to pedal this bike around a little bit, but when I put air in the tires and hopped on it and rode it up and down my street, man, it was sketchy. It's like the handling is so sharp, or maybe the fork is kind of choppered out or something. I don't know, is that fork bent? But the bike just feels like it's gonna flop over, you know, like a salmon fighting its way upstream. I suppose I'd be able to get used to that. However, A, I really don't have time to ride a tandem bike anyway, and B, look at this huge dent in the frame. Now there's not really a corresponding dent down here, there's a little one, and this one seems to have escaped unscathed. There's a little dent here. So I don't know if the frame's just gonna fold in half, or if you could ride it like this for 40 more years. But I'm not super comfortable with that, and I don't really have the motivation to ride a tandem around anyway, so I'm gonna try and sell this. Maybe I'll get 25 or 30 or 40 bucks for it from somebody who just, you know, has to put a seat and seat post on it and ride it around with their best friend or their wife or their husband. And so that's it. The Northwoods Safari, one of the cheapest tandem bikes I've ever seen, but also absolutely one of the coolest.